The content on this channel has been created for adults. If you're not at least 13 years of age or older, then please do not watch this content. Sorry, dude. Come back when you're 13. What's up, family? Welcome back to the video. Welcome back to the channel. Always a pleasure to be kicking it down a notch with all you beautiful, beautiful people out there across the globe. Now, this video, I wanted to talk about something that has just been on my mind since the beginning of this pandemic. And it might be something that a lot of you have also been thinking as well. And I kind of wanted to just throw it out there and tell you what I think, and then kind of hear what you think, because there's a little bit of a reality check that people need to realize, or maybe you have realized and you just feel like you're the only one thinking this way. But let me share my thoughts, because my thoughts right now are consuming me. I have non-stop been thinking this, and I can't help but keep thinking this. So there has to be something to it. But here's my thoughts, guys. I think at some stage early on, before this whole pandemic was a well-known huge pandemic that around the world everyone was talking about, that everyone knew, that everyone was experiencing, that everyone was, there was a point in time where suddenly it was in the news every single day. You couldn't turn any YouTube channel, everyone was talking about it. It was news channels all over the place, your Facebook, your freaking Instagram, like everywhere. At one point, suddenly it was there. A day before that, it wasn't, but it was, you know what I'm saying? The day before, suddenly they started really addressing this and talking about it and really putting it out there. And, it's like suddenly, oh, okay, it just happened at that point. No, it doesn't work that way. It didn't just become a thing once the people started reporting about it. It was already a thing. It had literally been around probably since November last year, dude. Maybe even earlier. Some places I read said it was actually around in July or June, low key. And it's been this like huge kept kind of secret over, allegedly, this is alleged, don't quote me, I just saw this somewhere, but like around as early as potentially as July last year, it could have been around in some shape, form, or fashion, but not a big thing yet. It was like this small little thing on the hush hush, and then it got out of control and it got bigger. Maybe a failed attempt to contain it early on, I don't know, by the alleged people where it started, allegedly. Again, I'm not an expert, I don't know. All I know is that common sense dictates certain things. One thing it dictates is that just because the news suddenly started reporting it doesn't mean that is the moment that it first became a thing, okay? Now, early on, because I keep thinking about this, I just can't stop thinking about it. You guys know it too. Early on, there was a point in time where I suddenly was getting really, really dizzy, right? And like really dizzy, guys, like nauseous, dizzy thing happening. There was like and it was just out of nowhere, and it was just something that I'd never had happen in my entire life. I've never had that happen like that. And the dizziness was on a level that was just so unexplainable. Like, I mean, I could not, even if I tried to lay down, everything was spinning all around like crazy. Like, it was madness, dude. And then suddenly I was throwing up random stuff that never happened before, right? Now, you know, I thought at the time I was calling it vertigo or something, because that's, you know, and maybe it was, I don't know. But looking back, there was a period of time around that same time frame where I felt like my taste buds was off. I was eating something that I had eaten regularly many times, and I was like, it's got no taste today. It was actually curry, which if you've had curry, Japanese style curry, you know it has a lot of flavor to it. You can very much taste it. I remember having it one day and going, there's no taste. Where's the taste suddenly gone? And I went to a same place that I'd gone regularly a million times and tasted it, and it always had a strong taste. And one day I was thinking, this just has zero taste. I remember there being a point in time where I actually thought a few things didn't really taste that great, but I thought really nothing of it at the time, because at the time there was no information out there suggesting that you could lose your taste because of this virus or things like that. Like, we didn't even know about it really. There wasn't much to know about anything. But in the early days, before this virus was really a thing, there was a time where I was weird. My weird things was happening, dude. Like, it just was not really me. And it's got me thinking, man, because like, I just don't understand. Like, since that time, I haven't had that dramatic vertical type scenario play out. Now, don't get me wrong. There's been a couple times where I feel like if I was laying down and let's say if I, got up super quick, nothing was spinning around, but I do feel like I could feel a little bit funny about it, but not like nothing, like I haven't had that dramatic thing, which every once in a while when I feel it kind of, I was like, because I hear about some of these symptoms and things that people have experienced during this thing that they are ongoing. Some people they call them, there was a name for it, long reachers or long ranchers. That's some name, I forgot the name, but they have a name for people who display symptoms of certain things that linger on after the fact as some, in some shape, form, or fashion. Like, whether it's super intense or not, I just, yeah, dude, I don't know, like, it's just so out of character, for me to suddenly have something I've never had happen before, and suddenly it was so random. The day I threw up even was just so random. I was like, why am I throwing up? And all this stuff was happening around the same time. I'm like, why am I throwing up? Why? Like, I've done nothing out of the ordinary. I've done nothing different. And at the time, guys, it was possible potentially that I could have caught it from, a few different, like, obviously I'm not going to sit here and, let's just say I had at the time, there was periods of time where I'd been around people who were from countries, I should say, that allegedly, this possibly the country that allegedly it started from, because I don't want to be that person. I don't know. We only know what the news tells us. Apparently it started over in China. That's what they say. I don't know. Okay, if we just can only go on by what they say. I had been around some people from that country, like a few different times, and I'm not saying that it didn't even have to be someone from that country. It could have been someone from this country. It could have been someone from any country. It could have been someone who traveled there and came here. It could have been a million different scenarios. And all I'm saying is that it is possible that I had this virus. Now, it's very possible that you had this virus. It's possible that a lot of people have already had this virus, dude. There's a lot of people who've probably already had this virus, which, just so you know, whether you've had it or didn't have it, and the people who have shown no symptoms, the people, like, ultimately, the human body is a beautiful thing, guys. And ultimately, let me put your minds at ease, okay? Because I'm going to tell you a basic fact. Humans have been fighting off viruses for centuries and centuries and centuries and centuries. And guess what? Human body will keep on continuing to do those sort of things thanks to things called T cells. I don't know if you guys know about T cells. T cells are these little magic things that are capable of killing viruses. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones doing the heavy lifting in there. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs on how it all works, but what I do know is that over time, throughout history, humans have overcome viruses, and with a vaccine or without a vaccine, eventually humans will continue to move forward and eventually get over this one as well. In some shape, form, or fashion will happen. Because look, someone said, there's someone say that this virus is going to end. Someone said it randomly. They said like this is going to end in civilization or something. Like, no, it's not. It's not even possible, because first of all, there's people who are already never they don't die from. Not everyone dies from this virus. It's a reality. Not everyone's going to die from this virus, even if they do get it. Some people have zero symptoms from it. Some people have zero, you know what I'm saying? They could be a carrier for it and nothing even happened to them. So, no, this won't be that virus that ends civilization. Maybe a future virus, one like, from The Walking Dead, may eventually, and even then, look at The Walking Dead. I mean, they're still freaking fighting in what season up to now? Season 10 or something? I don't know. So, my point is that I think a lot of people out here have already had this thing, and the process of T cells and the body, human body, doing what it needs to start the process, to start low-key creating immunity to this thing, even though there isn't going to be, apparently, I don't think, it's like the code, right? The common code. People, every year, there's codes that some people catch, some people don't. Some people get really sick from a cold, some people don't. Some people, like the flu, some people get sick from the flu, some people don't. Some people die from the flu, some people don't. Okay? Which really boils down to more about pneumonia and things like that people get. It's more about the cause, not the effect. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's more about the side effects that come from said flu or virus, usually like something like pneumonia that does people in, and not necessarily the flu or virus itself in a lot of instances. You know what I mean? And that's because, of course, some people have weaker immune systems than others. Some people have stronger immune systems than others. And it's all relevant. You know what I'm saying? It's all relevant. Some people will just kick these things off like it's nothing. I've seen it. It's actually crazy. I've actually seen people, I'm sure you have too, who say they've got it and they were completely like zero symptoms throughout the whole thing. You know what I mean? So there's people who have that kind of scenario. And my guess is there's a lot of people who've had this, okay, in some shape, form, or fashion. They've actually had it before they even realized they had it, because until they started talking about it and saying it, anyone who had this would have most likely just thought, oh, I've got a cold. Oh, I've got the flu. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been one of those situations where people would have been like, oh, yeah, I just caught a cold, caught a flu. And they wouldn't have gone tested for corona, because at one point, you couldn't. Some places were really late to the punch. I think it was West Virginia, maybe, back home in the States. They were like one of the last places to actually start testing for corona. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of places they were like, don't know nothing about it. Because it's not until they start saying it everywhere that now when you get a cold, a flu, a cough, anything, the first thing that's going to come to your mind probably is going to be, man, is this corona? You know what I mean? So it's quite interesting, because now people instantly will go, ooh, and they'll freak out about it, and maybe it is or it isn't, you know what I mean? Whereas before they started letting you know about it, it was just a cold. It was just a thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's quite interesting, right? It's quite interesting, and who knows? Who knows, right? will really not know. I want to personally, at some stage when it's safe to do so, I would like to know. I think there's a way that they can test to see if you've got antibodies. But the thing is, apparently your antibodies that you may have had don't last forever. Apparently, there's mixed language on this. Some people are saying different things, as you guys know. It's just really confusing how much different information is floating all about on this. But surely there must be some type of marker, I think, that has to be left in some shape, form, or fashion. Maybe, I don't know. They can check for that. I don't know. I'm not expert in that stuff. It's not my subject of expertise. But I'd really be interested to know if I had it, because I can't shake this feeling that at some stage I had it. And yeah, I mean, these days sometimes I can't explain it. Like, I feel like my breathing, even, like, I don't know, there's certain things doesn't feel like it's as great as it was. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's been let's just say it's been an interesting freaking year, you know? And at some stage I'm gonna go to doctors. Personally, I want to find out, you know, I'll get a health check or whatever and check everything up, see what's going on with me overall, you know, like, which everyone should do from time to time. But I can't shake this feeling to think that at some stage I was exposed to this, and I think a lot of people might have and just never knew, and you wouldn't know. Anyways, I thought I would share that because, yeah, I just can't shake that thought in my head. Intuition, I guess that's what it could be called. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just freaking thinking silly. Who knows? After a while, you know, you're locked up for a while, and you know, your brain starts, you know, you start seeing things. I'm pretty sure, you know, a lot of people have an active imagination right now. So who knows? I don't know. These are some thoughts I wanted to share with you guys, and I want to get your take on it. I wanted to see if you guys are thinking the same way. Do you think maybe you had this and didn't know, like maybe even early in freaking January, February, before they started announcing it, even though it was already a thing, that you might have been exposed to it? Do you know what I mean? Like, has anyone else had something weird happen health-wise where they were like, that is so out of the ordinary. Why am I suddenly, you know, this or that? Or why am I suddenly having headaches? Or why am I suddenly this? Like, things that you normally weren't having, and suddenly you had it for a period of time, like on an extreme level, and then suddenly it disappeared. Let me know in the comments. I'd really be interested to have a dialogue around this and do another follow-up video on this, talking about this topic, because it's just a really interesting one to me. Anyways, I hope you guys are staying safe regardless if you had it or didn't have it, whatever. It's important that you don't become complacent because your numbers are low in your area, or because, you know, you think you had it and then you think, oh, I've got antibodies, I'm safe. Apparently you can catch it more than once. Kind of like the flu, right? Or a cold. Catch it more than once. So the best thing you can do, though, that being said, is do your best to just follow all the guidelines that they have put out there, and just for yourself, and what you should be doing all the time anyways. But, you know, try to keep yourself in as good as health as possible. You know what I mean? Like, if you can do a bit of exercise, if you can eat a bit healthier, you know, things like that, which I totally fail myself each and every day. But little things like that can go a long ways, you know, and just most importantly, stay away from people. If you don't need to be around them, and if you do have to be around them, keep that distance happening. I think social distancing is the biggest thing that anyone could do that could really fix this whole situation. Like, if everyone stayed away from everyone else from the get-go, I think this thing would have been gone. If everyone would have did it and just stayed away. But now, as you can see in recent months, people are pushing freaking the boundaries of everything opposite of isolating. You know, you've got these freaking protests going on around countries everywhere. Today, they're still going on. Today, I looked at the news earlier on YouTube. Victoria, I'm living in Australia at the moment, guys, for you guys who don't know. And they had a big freaking protest thing happening down there. People close with each other, you know, like distance-wise, freaking the whole shebang. I was watching, even mind blown, dude. Even YouTubers, there's tons of them that are doing things that are creating a crowd of people. One YouTuber in particular, I don't really want to say his name because I like the dude. He's freaking a cool dude. But I'm going to say it because it's just, I got to call him out, dude. But Stradman, the Stradman, he's a huge YouTuber, dude, automotive YouTuber. That's why I watch him. I love cars, if you guys don't know. And he had a meet and greet kind of thing where people could come and see his Bugatti and all that kind of. He just got a new Bugatti, dude. He bought a Bugatti. It's all from YouTube. So saying YouTube, and his channel, he blows up. He gets 1 million views per video, that kind of situation. So he's making mad shed. He bought a Bugatti, dude. I should do a video on that for you guys who love the car stuff. Maybe I will. But anyways, here's the thing. He went to a cars and coffee thing, and all these people showed images of all these people around his car, around him. And most of them didn't have masks, and none of them were social distancing, it looked like. And it was like, are you kidding me? And people wondering why the numbers are still increasing, because a lot of people are just doing whatever they want and don't really give an F. Of course it's going to happen. What? You have a responsibility when you are a person of influence, and you know that if you go somewhere, chances are a lot of people are going to be gathering around. I'm going to do a video on this topic, man. I want to talk about this because this is annoying. It is annoying to see people who have the ability to keep people from making bad decisions. You know, use your power. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man said, with much power comes much responsibility. Use your power to help your audience to make better decisions. Don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution. And I'd be surprised if no one else speaks up about it. But like I said, the guy is really loved. I mean, I like him. I love his content. But sometimes you just got to call him out and say, yo, man, like, hey, dude, this is a pandemic going on. And what you're doing is potentially going to cause more issues. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm ending this video because that was not the point of this video. This one, I just wanted to ask you guys, do you think you had the virus? Because I think I did. That's all I'm saying. I hope I didn't. I hope you didn't, but I can't shake this feeling. Anyways, that's it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. I love you. Remember, each moment to the fullest and keep it off tap. We are out. Peace. In case I don't want to freaking fall and drop everything on film, that just sucks. Alright guys, we're gonna do a little mission right now. Alright, this is just for you guys. We gotta get out of here!